Praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the elders of GMS, also salutations. So I'd Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also Shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, silver is at $50, all right, which that's a big deal right there, okay? That means the economy is broken. Silver is the last stronghold, all right? When things start to melt down, you already got gold going up, but once silver get to going up, all right, that means you're in trouble. All right, it's also known as the poor man's gold, okay? And I think we're gonna see, I don't know, we can see $100 silver this year. All right, before the year's out. But for sure next year, all right, I think we're gonna see $100 silver, maybe a $200 silver, because they've been suppressing it for years. And I'm going to keep saying it. The dollar only has 3% of its buying power. All right. But it's $50 today. I asked chat about it. It says historic price level. It says silver has only hit around $50 twice in modern history. You see that? Twice in modern history. 1980, Hunt Brothers market corner attempt. 2011, post-financial crisis. Heavy inflation fears. So you see, and guess what? We're already in the midst of inflation. All right. Matter of fact, inflation is already here. Okay. So that's why silver is going up. Right. Then you got the government shutdown. What else is taking place? The interest rates. Right. So with the interest rates getting cut. All right. That also spiked the silver, because guess what? That weakens the dollar. All right. Right now things are unstable financially, you know. So if it hits 50 again, it signals major market stress or inflation fears. It reflects a weak dollar or inflation spike. Silver often rises when the US dollar weakens or inflation increase, which both of that is happening right now. A $50 price suggests people are losing trust in the fiat money and rushing to precious metals as a store of value. Rising silver prices usually mean investors are moving out of stocks and bonds and into hard assets like gold and silver. It is a sign of economic uncertainty, similar to when gold spikes. Industrial supply shock concern. Silver is used in electronic, which I went through that in my last video. Not my last one, but I forgot the name. Well, I named the interest rates in gold and silver. You know, you want to go look at that. All right. And I basically went into, you know, what they all, or, you know, what the uses for gold and silver are and why that worth so, and why it's worth so much. All right. It says fear of financial instability. Precious metals is often seen as a warning sign that something's wrong. Inflation running high, currency devaluation, banking and debt crisis, lost confidence in central banks. Because look, they want to kill the dollar, right? So they can bring in that new system, all right? They call it the reset, okay? Or the great resets, or the biggest transfer of wealth, what, you know, some of these people have been speaking about. A lot of people are going to get rich off crypto, okay? Maybe this year. Possible market manipulation or short squeeze, right? Now, short squeeze is something when a stock or something like gold and silver is constantly being shorted and pressed down by you know, these different hedge funds or these market makers, all right? Or basically, it's basically they bet money against it to short it, to keep the price down, you know, which they can do that with stocks too. It's called short selling. So the same thing. So just like you got stocks on the stock market, you have silver on the stock market too, all right? It's a commodity that's on the stock market. It says the silver is smaller and more volatile than gold. A $50 spike could also reflect a short squeeze like Reddit traders tried to trigger in 21, or big institutions moves hedge risky, right? And what it's talking about when it speaks about 2021, all right, they're talking about the stock AMC and GME, which let me see, I think GME did run from like $40 all the way to like $800. AMC might have squeezed about $75, something like that. But they done damn near ran those to the ground. Which, if it was to be another crash or people yeah, I'll just say another crash, those stocks will squeeze, or any stock that's shorted very heavily. All right. If silver hits $50, it's a red flag that investors are seeking safety, inflation, and highest safety. Salakia. Red flag that investors are seeking safety, inflation, and high or expected to rise confidence in traditional markets or currencies is falling. And it says, you like me to break down who benefits and who gets hurt when silver hits? Yeah, you know what? Let's hit that too. We ain't gonna read much of that. I'm gonna grab one scripture then to get up out of here. Who benefits? Silver investor holders. Anyone holding physical silver, coins, bars, jewelry, or silver ETFs, such use gains, right? Because like I said, it's on the stock market. All right, ETFs is on the stock market. Okay. Many long-term stackers buy silver as protection against inflation. $50 validates that belief. Example, if you bought silver at $25, it doubles at $50. I remember when, I don't know, silver might have been at $15, $17, maybe a little bit lower. Silver miners related industry profits because their margins explode. The cost to extract doesn't double, but sale prices does. Mining stocks often rise even faster than silver itself. This can also lift economies that rely on mining like Mexico, Peru, and parts of the USA. Those who diversify into gold and silver commodities outperform when the dollar weakens. It reinforces trust in hard assets versus fiat currency. Industrial recycling businesses, companies that recycle silver from electronics or old products to see profits soar since the metal's scrap value jumps. Who gets hurt? Manufacturers and tech companies. Silver is crucial in electronics because no matter the price is going to go up like crazy. So that means what? People won't buy those electronics. Silver is crucial in electronics, solar panels, and medical devices. A $50 price make products more expensive and squeeze profit margins. See? I just said that. Companies like Apple, Tesla, solar producers may face cost pressure. All right. Let me see. Consumers, high silver prices can mean higher prices for goods that use electronics, jewelry, such and such. I already basically said that. Overall living costs, okay. Central banks, governments, a soaring silver price signals loss of confidence. All right, they repeated that already. Let me see. All right, so let's go. We go down here. Silver holders, silver miners, silver industrial recyclers. See, they win. Manufacturers, consumers, government, central banks. Why would a central bank lose in this situation? Because why? They believe in what? That paper money. So it wouldn't benefit them. Okay? Because people would basically stop using the money and also stop spending the money because things would stop. And also stop spending the money because it slipped my mind that fast. But anyways. Right. Once a halt goes on money and people stop, putting money into the economy, right? That's a bad thing, all right? Because now you have no money, basically rotating, all right? Which means what? Money is not being spent, and this is a consumer society, all right? Excuse my words, all right? Sometimes things slip my mind. All right, because there's a lot of information. Short sellers lose, forced to cover. See, And that's what you call a short squeeze. That's what you call that's what you call a short squeeze. All right, because it is on the stock market. So them guys that's been shorting silver, constantly beating it down, short selling it. All right, when the chickens come home to roost, hey man, they gonna get fucked over. And that's why I can see silver maybe even hitting $500. Because they gonna have to cover. Just like I mentioned AMC and GME. So the same thing, when the economy start doing bad, man, hey man, somebody gotta pick up that tab, you know? But anyways, talking a lot. Let's grab this scripture. Zephaniah 1 and 10. Should come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, there shall be a noise of a cry in a fish gate, in the fish gate, a howling from the second, a great crashing from the hills, all right? Which means what? The American dollar is going to crash, or what? The economy is going to crash. How ye inhabitants of Mackintosh, all right? Which Mackintosh was a merchant city, all right? Where they traded currency. For all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off. Okay, and that's another thing. It mentions in the scriptures how gold and silver won't be able to save you in that day. So whether you got silver or not, once this hell break, and people can't use that dollar, man. Hey, it's gonna be on. Another thing, listen, you're not gonna be able to go in the store and spend that silver either. Like, oh yeah, I got this silver, because this ain't like the ancient world. Everything is gonna go. Everything is gonna go digital. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shimmer Kakadash, the Bahamas of the GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also shalom to the rest of the whole full elect. Peace.